Today we're exploring the idea that your diet can amplify or undermine the effectiveness of your pre-workout supplement. It's easy to think that a scoop of powder is all you need to crush a session, but what you eat and drink beforehand determines how well that formula actually works. In this presentation, I'll show you how proper fueling, carbohydrates, protein, and hydration builds the foundation for a powerful workout, while poor nutrition can make even the strongest supplement fall flat. We'll debunk common myths, lay out practical guidelines, and share our AOF philosophy on responsible supplementation. Let's start by reviewing what's ahead so you know the journey we're taking together. Here's the outline for our discussion. First, we'll debunk the myth that your pre-workout has suddenly stopped working, and reveal why poor fueling is usually the culprit. Then we'll talk about putting fuel first by covering carbohydrates and glycogen, followed by protein's role in adaptation. We'll discuss hydration and electrolytes and explain why an empty tank causes stimulants and pump ingredients to falter. After that, I'll share smart fueling guidelines to help you plan your meals and snacks, and we'll finish with the AOF philosophy and takeaways. With the overview set, let's debunk the myth that your supplement isn't working and focus on what might be really happening. Why doesn't my pre-workout hit anymore? It's a question I hear a lot. Many athletes assume the formula stopped working, but in most cases it's not the product, it's the fuel. If you're running on low glycogen, haven't eaten enough protein, or are dehydrated, the strongest supplement will fall flat. Stimulants can't conjure energy out of thin air. They can only enhance what's already there. Recognizing that poor fueling is often the culprit allows you to address the root cause. The myth is busted. Your pre-workout still works when your diet supports it. Now let's talk about what that diet should look like, starting with carbohydrates and glycogen. Carbohydrates are your body's primary fuel source, particularly for high-intensity training. They top off muscle glycogen and sustain the energy needed for powerful movements. When you follow a low-carb diet or go into a session with depleted stores, your performance suffers. Low glycogen equals low power. Think of glycogen as the gas in your tank. Without it, even the best engine stalls. Ensuring you have sufficient carbs on board is the first step to getting the most out of your pre-workout. With the importance of carbohydrates clear, let's consider how to time and select them for your pre-exercise meal. To fuel your session effectively, top off your glycogen stores with complex carbohydrates like oats, rice, or whole grains earlier in the day, and include some faster-acting sugars closer to training. Complex carbs provide sustained energy, while simple sugars give a quick boost when you need it. Timing matters. Aim to eat a balanced meal a few hours before training, and a smaller carb-rich snack 60 to 90 minutes beforehand. By properly fueling with carbohydrates, you'll create the conditions for a strong workout and allow your pre-workout supplement to do its job. Next, let's talk about protein and how it supports adaptation and recovery. Protein isn't just for post-workout shakes. It plays a critical role in the adaptation process. Consuming 10 to 20 grams of protein in your pre-workout snack primes your muscles for repair by supplying amino acids when they're most needed. When you pair protein with carbohydrates, you stimulate both muscle protein synthesis and glycogen replenishment, setting the stage for better recovery and growth. A simple example could be Greek yogurt with fruit or a small turkey sandwich. Thoughtful protein intake before training amplifies the benefits of your workout and helps you avoid feeling depleted. With protein covered, let's look at hydration and why water truly drives your pump. Water drives your pump in more ways than you might think. Adequate fluid intake maintains plasma volume and blood flow, ensuring nutrients and oxygen reach your muscles. Even a 2% drop in body weight from sweat can reduce work capacity by up to 30%. Beyond water, electrolytes, sodium, and potassium support nerve signaling and muscle contraction. If you're sweating heavily or training in a hot environment, including electrolytes becomes even more critical. Keeping hydrated and balanced is essential for both performance and the effectiveness of your pump ingredients. Now that we understand hydration, let's examine what happens when you train on an empty tank. Caffeine can't make up for missing fuel. When you train on an empty tank, stimulants simply mask fatigue while your central nervous system strains. Likewise, pump ingredients like citrulline and nitrates depend on adequate blood volume and glucose to deliver vasodilation. Without carbohydrates and water, vasodilation is muted and you won't feel the pump you expect. Low fuel means your body is running on fumes, and no supplement can change that. Recognizing this limitation is key to using pre-workouts responsibly. With that in mind, let's lay out some smart fueling guidelines so you can maximize both your diet and your supplements. To fuel like an elite athlete, start with balanced meals that include complex carbohydrates, lean protein, and healthy fats. Have a carb-rich snack paired with 10 to 20 grams of protein about 60 to 90 minutes before training. Hydrate all day, aiming for 16 to 20 ounces of water 2 hours before your session, and another 8 to 10 ounces right before. Include electrolytes during long or hot workouts to replace what you lose through sweat. Once your fuel is topped off, time your pre-workout about 20 to 30 minutes before training. These guidelines ensure your body is prepared to perform and your supplement can do its job. With practical strategies in place, let's wrap up with the AOF philosophy and final takeaways. At AOF, we believe supplements should amplify good habits, not compensate for bad ones. Prioritize sleep, balanced nutrition, and proper hydration before reaching for a tub of pre-workout. When you do supplement, choose formulas with transparent dosing and evidence-based ingredients. Remember, proper fuel leads to powerful workouts, which in turn allows your supplements to actually work. By focusing on the basics, eating well, drinking enough, and sleeping deeply, you'll set yourself up for success and make the most out of every scoop. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope these insights help you train smarter and harder.